Let's get them. Huh. Play my song. Play my song. Hey, yo. I done did so much with this audio since the last time I've been here, man. I done did so much, Nick. You have no idea. This shit is on interviews, blockbuster content. I took that first part that, you ready, Nick, and all of everything that we did. I put that shit on the front of the Blue Da Vinci video. The Blue Da Vinci interview, I put it on the front of the Knowledge the Pirate interview, and I believe Sadat we using that on some major heavyweights, straight up, and it's my signature joint. Cut off this ring light in the booth, the ring light going off. That's got to be groundbreaking. It's new shit. Shout out to everybody that's here. I've been away. I've been working. I'm an actor now. Shout out to the Dribble. Shout out to Luke Steffen. So that's what I've been doing. I'm acting. Shout out to Angel Reese, LSU, big story. Just swept the nation, divided the nation, really. Shout out to Caitlin. In regards to the whole Angel Reese situation, I'm a basketball player, y'all know that. If we bust y'all ass by 20 or 30 points, we gonna talk some shit. That's the bottom line. So if you don't want to hear no shit talking, man, you got the D up. Because you don't get blew out the gym like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to take the night off. But yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of that. We're gonna wave our hand in your face and all of that. So I'm glad that came and went. But shout out to LSU girls. And next year, they still got to deal with Don Staley in South Carolina. NBA. The Lakers got in, man. My goodness. I think this is my first ever podcast episode where I can speak positive of the Lakers. I got a lot to say, too. Shout out to us, man. We made the playoffs. We got the Grizzlies the first round. This nigga Dylan Brooks is running his mouth all crazy. I want LeBron to discipline this nigga, man. He talking about something about a 7-game series, but we could make quick work of them in 4, 6. You know what I mean? 4, 5, 6, like CeeLo. Let's get them up out of here. Straight up. We got a chance to see Russell Westbrook and Ja Morant go head-to-head, but unfortunately, Russell Westbrook was no longer on the Lakers. He's a part of the LA Clippers right now. But he did his thing to Ja. Ja couldn't do nothing with Russ. A lot of people have been comparing or mentioning Ja Morant as far as being the top point guard in the league. In my opinion, Russell Westbrook is the top point guard in the NBA. He don't start all the time, whatever, but doing point guard duties, dishing the rock, penetrating, getting your teammates involved, Russell Westbrook does that like unlike none other. And I wish great things for him. When we played them, of course I'm going for the Lakers, but I wanted to see Russ do good, and he played a real good game. Speaking of the Clippers, though, Russell Westbrook ain't the one to kill you. Sounds funny saying that, but he's not the one to kill you. They got a guy that comes off the bench named Norman Powell. I call him Norman Bates. This boy's a stone cold killer. He come in the game to squeeze the life out of you. Yeah, Paul George has been hurt, and Norman Powell don't miss a beat. He might be more... The scoring pressure that he put on you might be a little bit more intense than Paul George. I'm stepping out there by saying that, but based on what I'm seeing, he's the one that sucks the life out of you, for real. NBA playoffs, though, it's on and popping, man. Pick y'all team, man, and buckle up, man. LA, we got the Memphis Grizzlies the first round. I expect LeBron James and Anthony Davis to manhandle them up front. They don't got a lot of beef up front. And that's just that. When Russell Westbrook and Ja Morant faced off, Russell Westbrook don't stick Ja Morant. Ja got his 30. Whenever Ja was sticking Russ put it on him, though. So we got a chance to see that Ja, he might be a little suspect in the defensive department. Nobody ever accused him of playing great defense. Getting back to the latest in the hip-hop world. I be online and I look at everything that's going on, and y'all don't have a whole lot of media going on. Urban media is essentially who's fighting and arguing and beefing and shit like that. Just a big ghetto spectacle. But as far as organic, hardcore, dope hip-hop trends and shit like that, Gully TV. Shout out to Knowledge the Pirate. Shout out to the opioid era. Shout out to Sadat X. Shout out to Roscoe P. Cold Chain. Y'all hear these names I'm running off? These are all the guys that's been on the show lately. And we're going to continue to apply pressure, man. This is a hip-hop platform. And the fact that everybody else is doing some other shit, it makes me stand out just a little bit more. So I'm going to stand on those principles. Hip-hop, sports, and fashion, that's what I do. Troy Ave is the biggest story in hip-hop. As y'all all know, Taxstone was convicted of manslaughter in the shooting death of Bang at Irving Plaza. It's almost like Taxstone wasn't convicted. It's almost like Troy Ave beat the case. It's like Troy Ave beat the case. People don't even really talk about Taxstone. In the past couple of weeks, Troy Ave has went on a fucking tear. Straight up, he's ran over anybody to step to him. And this is what I mean by the definition of having your dribble right. They can't do nothing with him. They can't do nothing with him. Everybody to step to him, these are people that don't got nothing going on. For instance, my son dropped a diss record today on Troy Ave. That shit is null and void because the other 11, 12 months of the year, you don't do nothing, my nigga. You don't have a tangible rap career. You only rapping to try to dim Troy Ave's light. You didn't put out an album in 2022. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing going on in 2023. A lot of y'all don't got nothing going on in 2023. What y'all do have going on is talking about Troy Ave. If you notice, this and activities like this have superseded the actual art of creating music. Like most people, most of these entertainers, they're not known for their body of music or what they putting out into the street. They're known for the last person they beef with or some type of controversy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not very, very hard to insert yourself into the hip-hop game right now because 80% of motherfuckers ain't doing hip-hop. A lot of these niggas just send this shit to be seen. Like, they want, that's the primary thing. It has taken over everything. It has come to the very, very front of media being seen. You got Charlie Rock LD on YouTube. He's on Fat Joe. Been on Fat Joe the last few years. You got Cuban Link. He on Fat Joe. You got the whole world on Maino. Maino, this is a very, I don't even know what to fucking say. I do know I ain't got no problems with you, man. I was hustling this shit the whole time. You kind of got in the middle and kind of like was trying to disrupt my hustle and flow. You was kind of just trying to disrupt that. I believe you got a better understanding of who I am now. But getting back to you, man, with this chain, this Troy Ave thing. Now let's go from start to finish. Troy Ave mentioned Maino's name in court. Not voluntarily. He was asked during cross-examination about things that went on at Irving Plaza, and he wasn't talking about Maino. He mentioned Maino's name. Maino took this opportunity to make a video in some type of Maybach or some old car, and pulls out an old chain that he apparently pilfered from Troy Ave at Irving Plaza 7 years ago. Follow me for just a minute. He somehow Troy Ave's chain ended up on the floor, whatever. We all know niggas will skip with some jewelry. This is just known. But Maino had a relationship with Troy Ave. He's on camera with Troy Ave. They have songs together. They have been viewed as having some type of a Brooklyn alliance. Maino has even posted on his Instagram or Twitter in the past the solidarity that exists between him and Troy Ave, allegedly. Whenever that man's chain hit the ground, whenever it reached your hands, Maino, you was supposed to call him and say, yo, homie, I got your chain. You dropped your chain and shit. Even if it was fake. Even if it was fake, you were supposed to get a nigga's chain back. You probably wasn't even supposed to get to the part of examining it to determine was it real or fake, because you was trying to give your little homie his chain back. You said that Troy Ave referred to you, Maino, as the big homie, but you didn't give him his chain back. So, yeah, you took the chain. You kept it for 7 years. I'm looking at the condition of the chain, the way it looks online, and you can look at the chain and tell that somebody's been polishing it. Somebody's been caring for this motherfucker. This ain't no chain that was in a shoebox or in somebody's drawer for 7 years. That's almost a decade deteriorating. No, this chain has been in rotation. You can look at it and tell. I made a general educated guess that if he had this chain for 7 years, he probably wore this motherfucker at some point. And being that he's an entertainer, there's pictures or videos of him somewhere on the internet wearing his chain. It didn't take, I did a live stream at like 9:30 at night. It didn't take no more than maybe 6 hours for the internet guys to find, I didn't find it, somebody sent it to me, for the internet guys to find his video, Mama Loves Me, which was recorded about 24 days after the Irving Plaza situation. So you got Irving Plaza, the chain comes up missing. Maino put out a video 24 days later with a chain that ironically looks almost essentially identical to Troy Ave's chain. So the internet has passed judgment. They even went further into Maino's musical catalog to find a chain that looks very, very similar in several videos during this period of time. Some people said he never stopped wearing it. Some people, Troy Ave went as far as to say the Hustle Hard Gotti wore the motherfucker as well. But whatever the case, it's on the floor. It's so much money on YouTube right now based on this situation. You see every day someone has a new breaking video with this Troy Ave Maino thing. This thing has went from a New York City issue, something that's going on in Brooklyn. Troy Ave, Tax Tone, Maino, they all from Brooklyn. This shit has made it to Clubhouse in front of Wack 100 now. This is something that's bizarre, very, very bizarre, because everybody knows Wack 100 don't like niggas from the East Coast. He spoke this many and many a times that he don't fuck with niggas from the East Coast. And New York, pardon me, not East Coast, New York. And New York guys can consistently, continually make an effort to reach out and try to interact with him. For some reason, I don't know what it is. He's not an NBA player. He's not an actor. He's not a major record label executive. I don't know what type of draw he carries that makes people want to attach themselves to him, but it's a mess. It's generally a lack of hard work and content, because if you had some content to put out, you would have something to stand on. You don't have to look for the next bullshit to go after. So Wack 100's job security is essentially critiquing, embarrassing, confronting, controlling affairs online that's going on in the East Coast like a puppet master. I never seen nothing like it. I never seen nothing like it. I don't know what made these niggas from the East Coast feel that they had to align themselves with people from the West Coast. It's just a bad relationship. Most people say that people from the East Coast have a very, very arrogant disposition and shit like that, and it causes problems. I don't think, based on the climate right now, I don't think the East Coast has anything, especially New York City, has anything to be arrogant about musically. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. As of right now, Troy Ave is the hottest MC in New York City. His album is popping. Dear Hater, I Want is popping. He's putting out videos back to back to back. He's running over Joe Budden. He's running over Tax Tone, of course. He's running over Maino, of course. He's even at Hassan Campbell. He's rolled up his sleeves, and he's going head to head with just about everybody. And everybody's baffled. Everybody's baffled. It's caused what it seems like to be a hiatus in record. Nobody's recording music. It's like everybody stepped back and watching Troy Ave bug out. Yeah, right now he got the ball, though. He definitely got the ball. He's selling merch like a motherfucker. Selling merch. He's put out a video pretty much every day this week, on top of having his, he got his own show where he surgically just destroy these dudes. He do. And they deserve it, because these guys try to make themselves relevant for shit outside of music and outside of having talent. These guys try to make the talent being tough. This ain't got nothing to do with this. This is entertainment. This don't got nothing to do with how tough you is. A lot of niggas try to put emphasis on being tough or being gangster, or you done been in jail with shit like that. These things have nothing to do with the art of hip hop. And I don't even respect guys like that. I could imagine what a nigga like Troy Ave think of guys that ain't working. You got niggas that's out here, got the same 24 hours in a day as everybody else, but they choose to get online and act like they're somebody. You feel me? Making judgment on people, offering opinions on shit that don't have nothing to do with them, just because you're an entertainer. But if you're not currently relevant, or you're not currently working, you need to sit your ass down somewhere. Straight up. Like, people have a lot of opinions, man, on guys that be really, really getting busy, man. I will not be examined by nobody. I won't. Straight up, man. I work. I got a book out. I just did the movie. Shout out to Crystal the Doll. Worked with her and Luke Steffen on this movie called Cream Team. That's going to be on all the platforms and shit. My book, of course, got a 5-star rating on Amazon. And this here podcast went buck wild 2 weeks ago, thanks to Blue Da Vinci. Blue Da Vinci and that Big Meech episode, man, it really, really did numbers on this internet. The internet be going so fast, though, as if, you know, that Big Meech story, you would think that what could come along that could be bigger than Big Meech possibly informing. And then you turn around and it's something bigger, something that seems to be bigger, like in the moment anyway. You got Tax Tone being found guilty of Banger's murder. I'm watching the reverberations of this whole situation. Everybody involved wants to be seen. Everybody involved wants to be seen. Everybody wants to go on and on. Nobody has nothing to do with it but Tax Tone, Maino, Troy Ave, T.I., the people that were there. You got so many motherfuckers that got opinions on this shit. China Mac, he done interjected himself in this shit somehow. He posted a video last night with a bunch of hickeys on his neck talking about somebody jumped on him. I don't know who jumped on you, my nigga, but if it was black, man, you don't look like that after a black ass whooping. So I don't know what I don't know what to think about what you got going on right now, but you need to mind your business. You too high profile in black affairs. You know what I'm saying? And you another guy who don't got no music, don't got no product on the shelves, man, but stay in the latest nigga shit. And it looks laughable because you Chinese and your people don't give a fuck about niggas and shit. So I don't know why you be acting like you so concerned, like the real nigga code ratting and all of this shit bother you. It don't, because your struggle and ours is two different things, my nigga. You need to get your dribble right. I don't know what to say about the current state of society and hip hop as well, man. Like the ownership aspect, man. Niggas be acting like we don't own this shit. We do own this shit. There's people in higher positions than us corporately, but we're the creators. We're the curators of hip-hop music, man. Don't nothing nobody do go beyond what happens in these booths and these studios and shit. Like, some people think that what they do is it's a big I and little you situation. No. The big I exists in the booth. The big I exists in the studio. You feel me? Once it leaves out of the studio, then it becomes business. But when it's in here, it's hip hop, and this is art. Back to the Lakers, man, this weekend. That's what I'm doing this weekend. Got my feet up. I got to do a lot of editing. Shout out to the opioid era out of Virginia. We did a dope ass video. It's on YouTube. It's on my channel. We shot it in North Carolina while I was on break from shooting my movie. It came out dope. Then I spent the block, went to Raleigh, North Carolina, looked at Sadat X, his polo collection. He got a very extensive polo collection. So that's what's been going on with the Dribble. This content that y'all be getting uploaded, I upload it to YouTube for visuals, and I put it on this podcast so the truck drivers can get a hold of it and make their way across the country. But all in all, I will continue to be a big part of this shit, Nick. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been great. I ain't gonna keep y'all much longer, man. Just in and out. Make sure y'all go to the channel and check out all my latest content. I got something coming up with Grindstone from Washington, D.C. He's a clothing designer. More from Knowledge the Pirate. He talked about his start, how he started out with Teddy Riley. And more opioid era, man. They got a little something that they want to say to the Clips and Pusha T. So more of the same, man. Hip hop, sports, and fashion. Y'all know how I do it over here at Gully TV. It's Friday. I'm about to roll up and enjoy the rest of my evening. Nick, you've been great. I appreciate you. Go ahead and play my song, my nigga. Let me get up out of here. Peace.